Hey everybody. Today I've been messing around with the Archimedean spiral. I saw a video talking about it, just some like math video that popped up in YouTube, and I thought it would be interesting to see if I could create that inside of Dynamo. And I found that it was really easy to do that. I won't go into depth on really how to do any of this. A lot of it's pretty basic, so definitely feel free to download this script and play around with it and see what's going on. But really, all there is this Python script and then an input for the center of the spiral and then a range, so that's how many points are being produced. It starts at 1, it ends at 100, so there's only 99 in this list. So if we open this up, all it is taking those two inputs. We've got a radian, we've got our points list, which is going to be outputted. We have a range that's turned into a list, and then we're looping through it, making that arc larger by one value each time, and then until we finish the for loop, and then all of that information is dumped out into a list of the arc's endpoints. Oops. Meant to just highlight that, and then from there, you can do other things like tie this into a NURBS curve dot by points, and then you can see kind of what's going on, or you can do something like here where we turn that preview on, where we're just taking the center points and then drawing a line to all the other points. So kind of interesting. Something to point out is if you want to get like really crazy with this and scale this up, down here I made it to where we can move this over here, or this Archimedean spiral, over to the right a little bit, so that you can scale it up. But the problem is when you really start to get scale this up, like 1,000 isn't that much, but when you really start to get up there like in the millions, Dynamo has a hard time doing that. But on top of doing that, also showing you the geometry, you can see here this is just totally crazy, and not how this is supposed to look like. And you can mess around with those settings and try to improve that by looking at the precision, the render precision. But at this scale, it's just having a hard time dealing with all of it. Also, there's geometry scaling, which sometimes, depending on how large or how many points you're dealing with, this will just automatically, like on one of your nodes, it'll prompt you and say, hey, you need to mess around with this setting. But there's a couple options, but as you see, Dynamo just has a hard time dealing with like really large amounts of anything. So it's still fun to play with, maybe at a smaller scale, or if you just take away the curves, you can see the points in this way. But even this, it's still has some trouble. And to really scale it up, like for example, this is Archimedean spiral, but all the prime numbers. There's some interesting patterns that happen when you scale it like really far up, but Dynamo has a difficult time kind of rendering those points. But still, I think at a smaller scale, it's an interesting problem. If you're learning Dynamo, this could be a fun way to mess around with Python nodes, geometry, points, and other things. But again, feel free to download this, check it out if you want. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks.